Hello, everyone. I'm Joey Yao, Director of the CLC Performing Arts Center at Central Lakes College in Brainerd, Minnesota. Today, I'm thrilled to share with you a conversation I had with singer-songwriter Megan Lenius, one of two performers at our upcoming North Stars Live concert on September 26th at 7 p.m. at the Chalberg Theatre. North Stars Live is a new series celebrating Minnesota musicians, and Megan is a perfect fit. Megan is not only a talented musician from Anoka, the Halloween capital of the world, but also a Twitch ambassador who streams live performances of her original songs and covers to over 46,000 followers. Megan has been featured on a billboard in Times Square for Twitch's 2021 Women's History Month campaign. She has been in publications such as USA Today, Entrepreneur Magazine, Rolling Stone Magazine, and heard on KEXP. As well, in 2020, Megan worked with AC/DC during their 40th year anniversary Back in Black re-release. Her unique journey in music has taken her from online platforms to stages around the world, and her honesty and passion are what keep her fans coming back. I hope you enjoy the sneak peek into her story.
What inspired you to start not only as a musician, but also as kind of a self-made musician? I think the thing that is one of the most immediately noticeable things about you is just how much of your own career you have bootstrapped through your Twitch streaming, through your concerts. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to take this path.
For sure. So my mom likes to say that she sprung me from her loins and I was singing. Like I just kind of was always interested in music. When I was growing up, Britney Spears was my idol of all people. I mean, it does make sense. I'm like born in the 90s, so everybody in the 90s loved Britney Spears. I think the thing that really made me like beyond just being always wanting to be a musician, always wanting to share music, I always had a connection. Like music was the thing that got me through the hardest parts in my life. And there was like an innate I wanted to be that for other people. I wanted to be able to share music that could help people get through experiences that maybe they weren't able to get through without hearing a certain song that was like, oh yeah, this person is feeling what I am feeling right now. And so like beyond that, the thing that really made me want to like, I'm going to be an independent musician, I'm going to go for it, I think was when I learned that record labels are just really bad bank loans. I think I really, once I understood that like a record label is going to front you a bunch of money and then expect to take profit from you for the rest of your career or however long you sign to them until you pay back that advance and then still take money from you. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I grew up with the internet, and that seemed like such a tool that was like, I could put all of that effort into there and I would get the same sort of publicity that a record label may be able to give you. It felt like like early on, it felt like the music industry wasn't going to rely as much on record labels and there was going to be a place for independent artists.
What was the process like of building your following and building your community?
It's trying everything. I was posting videos from the time that I hit the age threshold to post videos on YouTube. Like I was posting videos of me playing guitar. I was playing at every place that I could. And it's just about throwing your net like as wide as you possibly can, because eventually something will stick. And it wasn't really until I found Twitch that something really ever was like, okay, this is a place where I caught it early on, so I was able to grow a community really fast. And from consistency and knowing that like this is kind of seeing the patterns from past social media companies and people that I was fans of on YouTube or independent musicians from various other places, and learning from their mistakes and implementing different things and just trying new stuff was really the way that you grow. Like you just have to do new things. I feel like success is about putting yourself out there. Like you can't accept failure. Like success only happens after you fail.
When you were out performing for us last summer, when you opened for Lyra Lynn, you talked about how it's rare for you to perform in your own state. You're usually going out to TwitchCon or other shows. Is there any aspect of being an artist in Minnesota that you feel like has particularly impacted your songwriting or your career?
I mean, one of the great benefits, like the first thing that I think about is I have a song I released a few years ago called I Can't, and I had the honor of having Tommy Barbarella and Sonny T play on it, and they both were in Prince's New Power Generation band. So there's like this really rich core set of musicians in Minneapolis that have played with just people that are legends, like very legendary artists. Prince, Bob Dylan. Like there's so many people from Minnesota, and those artists like come back here. I feel like that's a trend. A lot of people might leave Minnesota, but they eventually come back and settle down here. And so there's a lot of opportunity that you can get just from, again, putting yourself out there. Friend of a friend, I managed to have a producer, his name is Kevin Bowe, who I met through another person I met on Twitch, and they got me connected to them, and they produced the track, and it just so happened that they were friends with Tommy and Sonny, and the song I was doing fit their vibe perfectly. And so it's just like, as much as Minnesota is, it feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, it also isn't at the same time. And I really kind of used the benefits of Minnesota for certain levels, and then the parts that might be cons where it is in the middle of the country, and other events might be happening on the coasts and various other areas. I try to use the internet to leverage those sorts of fans. The internet is you can go wherever you want to with that. So in the cons of Minnesota, I use the internet to make those better.
You'll be performing for us both for our college audience as well as for a public performance. Is there any type of message that you would like to share with the college students who are going to see you?
I think I'd like to touch base on the failure part of it, right? Because I think, like, for me, failing was never necessarily failing. It was just a part of it. It was just it's paying your dues, right? Like, and a lot of the mentors that I had growing up were like, yeah, you're not ready, you got to pay your dues. And eventually it made sense that was, it's almost shifting your perspective from, oh, I didn't get this and I failed at it, to, no, I needed that to happen so that I could win the big one. Like if I didn't win my local talent show, in my head it was, okay, it's because I'm saving it up to win my Grammy. I have bigger and better things to do, and that's just a part of the dues that I have to pay to make the big one.
Megan Lenius will be performing at Central Lakes College Performing Arts Center in Brainerd, Minnesota on September 26th at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets at clcperformingarts.com or by calling our box office at 218-855-8199. Megan, can't wait to see you.
Yes, thank you so much.